Hey guys. This is Hatman2k5. Today, I will be addressing my thoughts on 2024, and what's been happening during that year. Not only that, but I will be addressing other things besides that as well. Anyways, let's get started. Shall we? So, where in the world do I even start it? Well, in my point of view, 2024 was a difficult and an unprecedented year like any other year. Why, may you ask? Well, let me start this off by saying that during the winter season of 2024, there were some users that I regretfully trusted because of the unforgivable actions they committed. I am not going to bring up their names due to obvious reasons. Besides that, the drama in the community keeps intensifying since this year was around. Speaking of drama, from late spring to early fall of 2024, we have lost several friends that we used to trust in the past, and plus, we almost lost some of our friends because they were framed for the things that they didn't do, but thankfully, some of them came back after they realized that they were framed. I want to recall that there were several imposters in the community who were pretending to be new users so they could get away from their unforgivable actions, but I got manipulated by some of them until their true colors were fully revealed. I don't know what's been going on, but how many friends do we have to keep losing every day? Like, can we all get along? I am sick and tired of losing friends every day or two. Let me just move on from that and discuss what has been going on recently. So, during late 2024 of this year, there were other users who got saboted despite them didn't know how to use them, and never would do such a thing, and I was one of them who got into that fate. I'm not going to say who's been doing this due to certain reasons. Anyways, I want to move on from that and focus on what I have learned in 2024. There were several things that I have learned from 2024, and I will explain to you guys what they are. I learned that the good user and the bad user term are getting old and overused nowadays because in my point of view, there are no such thing as good users and bad users. I don't know why several users keep using those terms this year, but they should realize that it is pointless for them to use those terms as of now. Even though I have used those terms before alongside the good and bad user term, I also learned that the more like term and the correction term are also getting old and overused nowadays because they were used a lot in rant and commentary videos in the past. I also learned that making comforting videos out of users is pointless. Well, yes, I did make a comforting video out of a user one time, but I didn't realize that it was pointless to do so until several users told me that it was indeed pointless. Besides, not only is it pointless to make comforting videos out of users, but it is also very cringe to do so as well. I also learned that not only making grounded videos is getting old, repetitive, and unoriginal nowadays, but it has the same plots and ideas repeatedly. That is why I am moving on from that, and choosing to come up with original plots and ideas instead. I also learned that plagiarizing other users' videos and content can get you in trouble. In fact, there were several users who plagiarized other users' videos, ideas, production, etc. Honestly, it's not that hard to come up with ideas of their own. Like several users said, if you want inspiration, watch something that's not related to this platform. Besides, you can come up with scripts of your own if you do have an idea in mind on what kind of video you want to create, and that is something that I am currently doing right now. Anyways, I want to talk about what was happening here on this platform that I am currently on right now. I am not going to say what site this is, but you guys probably know now. I did move here on this platform earlier this year after I was spending my time on Rapper offline, and when I entered this site, I was currently on the free trial from January to July of this year until I got the subscription. Unfortunately, starting from August to now, there were more updates that were negatively impacting us on how we were using this platform. First, there was the 3-minute video limit for free trial users. Next, there was the minute and video limit for the users who had a subscription, the character text-to-speech limitations, and then preventing access to users who wanted to download videos in the free trial version of this site. So, in conclusion, I believe that the removal of the Oddcast voices from last year was just the beginning of these stupid shenanigans that this site is currently doing right now. Those stupid updates were the main reason why I had to discontinue the series I had planned this year, The Oath of the Commonwealth Anarchy, and The Life of Frederic Aguera. Anyways, I won't let those updates stop me from using this platform as long as I have the subscription. However, I am facing a very difficult and tough decision whether or not I should retire from using this platform. I am currently thinking about it, and it could take until the day before my subscription expires despite myself coming up with new ideas about what kind of videos I am planning to make in the future that will depend on my motivation. Anyways, speaking about what was happening on this platform, during the fall of this year, a user by the name of Otavio the Purple Thunder Striking Viander 2K5 had an idea about creating a concept called Hexagon Studio Offline. Not only that, but another user by the name DanaTube had an idea about creating another concept called Indie Themes. Allow me to explain what these sites will include. So, these sites will include all the business-friendly assets from this platform that I am currently on. Not only will it include that, but it will also include all the assets from other themes that this platform has as well. With these sites that we are currently working on right now, it will be free from all the limitations that this site enacted this year. We are currently helping other users with creating these types of platforms, but to those who know how to code and program, I am asking each of you for your help on creating this type of platform so it can be available for all users worldwide in this community. We are not forcing you to do so. It is only a suggestion. However, if we are not able to get these concepts ready sooner or later, then I guess we are stuck with either using Wrapper offline, or this platform with the limitations that it has recently enacted this year. Speaking of these two concepts, I have an honest opinion on them. So, my honest opinion on them is that it may include several errors on them while using these sites. However, I believe that there will be a possibility that they would be released late next year, or the year after, even though Otavio plans to announce the release date this month. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Well, in 2025, I expect the drama in this community to become more worse and toxic than it was this year, and I also expect more users to join in this community as well. That is all I expect would happen next year. Before I go, there is something I want to address to you guys about, and it's very important. I really don't want to do this, but I honestly don't care if I get called out for doing what I believe that I am going to show each of you will be necessary and important for you guys to listen to. Alright everyone, listen up. What you guys see here on the left side of the screen of this video is something that we should take very seriously. It is called Project 2025. You guys may be wondering why I am showing this to each of you. Well, about a few months ago, before a user by the name of Maurice The StevenUniverseAndKirbyFan retired from YouTube, he made a final video exposing what was inside this project, and why it was important that we must fight back. I wish I could send a link to his video about this, but unfortunately, he closed his channel. Anyways, I will explain to you all what is inside this project, so please pay close attention to what I'm about to say to each and every of you about this. According to several research that are in the description of this video, Project 2025 is an authoritarian policy playbook to take over the federal government and enact a radical, far-right agenda that strips Americans of their rights and their ability to have a say in government or gain a foothold in the nation's middle class. The plan consolidates power in the presidency by gutting the civil service, overruling the long-standing independence of government agencies, weaponizing the Department of Justice, and abolishing government agencies, such as the Department of Education, that support the public interest, and it will happen in the area where I am currently at right now. The United States of America. Project 2025 was created by the Heritage Foundation, in which they described itself as a conservative think tank with a mission to formulate and promote public policies based on the principles of free enterprise, limited government, individual freedom, traditional American values, and a strong national defense. Heritage's stated support for freedom and limited government does not extend to LGBTQ Americans, as evidenced by decades of waging losing battles against LGBTQ military service, LGBTQ Boy Scouts and leaders, marriage equality, protections against discrimination for LGBTQ workers, LGBTQ parents, bans on conversion therapy, evidence-based healthcare for transgender youth, supporting bans on LGBTQ inclusive books, and curriculum and books about racism. However, this project will have negative impacts in America such as eliminating LGBTQ rights, eradicating federal funding for day programs, purging the government of apolitical civil servants, eliminating the checks and balances built into three branches of government in favor of expanded control by the executive branch, ending reproductive freedom and replacing the Department of Health and Human Services with the Department of Life, replacing the Department of Homeland Security with a 100,000 worker-strong immigration department, militarization of the border and an end to refugee programs, and fundamentally altering American diplomacy in favor of anti-abortion and anti-LGBTQ agendas and abandoning international organizations and traditional diplomatic and security alliances. In my honest thoughts about Project 2025, I believe that this project is in support of dictatorship, tyranny, homophobia, xenophobia, racism, autocracy, and many negative effects that would happen here in the United States, and I also believe that this project is very unconstitutional in my point of view. However, if this project becomes law in 2025, then America will be in complete and total peril, and I believe it will mostly put the LGBTQ community in harm's way. If you want to learn more about this project, I have added several research links in the description below. That is all I wanted to address to each of you. Before I end this video, I would like to give a shout out to Otavio the Purple Thunder Striking Viander 2K5 and Dana Tube for coming up with the concepts called Hexagon Studio Offline and Indie Themes, and I would like to give a major shout out to Maurice The StevenUniverseAndKirbyFan for exposing Project 2025 several months ago. Anyways, this is me, over and out, and I wish each of you a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.